Hey guys, welcome to the next video. I'm the Worm, that's Mr. Proton. We are back again. We said this was coming today. This is how it comes. This is the CE8 Mesh Wicked Clearomizer. Yeah, it's very similar to the V3 in terms of looks. I mean, that's it in its plastic. Just drop that out, and yeah. Obviously, you can see that it's got no wicks in there. Obviously, because it kind of reminds me of a kind of Clearomizer in the middle, but
it is a replaceable. So you do buy a replacement at your heads. It just looks sort of similar to the original.
I was forward actually. Just you can see it goes all the way up to 2mm on the side there. I mean, this camera doesn't seem to want to focus for us when we want it to, so whatever.
It's got face tracking, so it wants to stay focused on our faces.
But literally, same with the V3. Take the top off, down the side. Make sure you don't get it down that centre tubing to fill it up. Bottom comes off. It's a little bit stiff.
Brand new though, so it's going to be.
Yeah, that's obviously your tank. Again, it's slightly longer than the V3 tank.
I think that's the collars more than the actual tank.
But obviously, if you're going to buy replacement collars for it, I would stick with the ones that are on the site. They do come in other colours, just to make sure it does fit perfectly. And obviously, you got the middle in here. Oh, there goes my bottom. That's your actual replacement bit right there. As you can see, oh, hang on, you can see the two holes on that side and two holes on that side as well.
So it almost looks like a pre-punched carto.
Yeah, I mean, there was a comment on there saying that it wasn't mesh around the coil, and they basically said it was. We did take this out of the box just to have a quick little look at it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see down there, but there you go. You can see the wick. That is silica wick with the coil around it. Yeah,
basically the comments said there is a burnt taste, blah 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 blah. It's not metal mesh. There is metal mesh in there, but it's not round the metal mesh, which is obviously what you expect from a metal mesh Clearomizer, claiming to be burnt taste thing of the past, something like that. Now the staff reply to that was, I think, mildly snotty, to be honest with you, saying basically the system that works is a basically like the coils from a Clearomizer. None of them ever touch the silica. La 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 la. Our supplies is one of the best supplies in the world. Blah 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 blah. Almost like saying check yourself and your facts.
Right. We've just seen down there.
Take the silica cap. You can see silica in there, silica wick in there with coils around it. And I thought, so we put it on the Vamo and I ignited it. No liquids touched it, but ignited it and then coils lit straight away. So there are coils around a silica wick in this metal mesh Clearomizer. Now,
but you can see on those holes, I don't know, you won't be able to see it there, it just looks kind of dark, but you can see the mesh in there.
There is metal mesh in there, so but there's also a combination of silica. So I'm guessing what they've done is use silica to heat it and use mesh to wick it, which is probably the opposite way of what you want, but we haven't tried it yet. We could be prejudging this.
We got this out of the box to have a look. We put it back in the box so you can have a little unboxing, but
everyone who undoes an unboxing looks at it first.
Let's
be honest. We're honest about it.
Yeah,
it hasn't been used. We just wanted to see what it was like. Basically.
But yeah, I mean, basically, it's just a screw back on the bottom. That's how quick it is to replace your at your head. So your base again, exactly like a V3. Might need to put a little bit of pressure on it, get it going. Nice and finger tight. Again, I'm going to put some liquid in here now, which is the fabled raspberry. That is all we got left, guys. All of it. If you would like to donate us some raspberry,
please donate to PO Box. We'll have to order more.
But again, like, just to the side, make sure you get a little bit going, and then
silicon's even tighter than it is on the V3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not complicated to feel, guys. You can see the liquids flowing down there quite nicely. Once you get a little bit in there, you get a bit more confident, and the flow kind of starts going.
I am giving this a slight rock, but
it does go up to 2mm. I'll go some things while you're doing that. It's got an Ego sort of style outside case like the V3, as well as the 510 in the middle, but it isn't Ego threaded. Okay, it's just for looks.
It's just a sleeve, basically.
It's just a sleeve. It's actually 510 connection. Obviously, if you've got stuff like a Bravari, you are going to need an extension cap or a 510 to Ego.
I've ordered one.
We've ordered one each, to be honest, just because I wanted this brought out slightly for using mods that I can't hand tighten. But it does fit on the Vamo, so I'd imagine it fits on the Z-Max and all other mods as well. It's not like the Kanga where the skirt's been made too wide to fit. So that's a thumbs up for that. It does fit in the Vamo, unlike the Kanga.
Right, there you go, guys. I've filled it up to like 1.8. It's just below the 2mm mark, which I just want to be safe the first time I'm filling it up. And then again, your head just goes back on. Give it a little push and a screw. Oh, so it's hard when you're trying to face it towards the camera. But you will see that, I don't know if you can actually see that, the silica on this is much wider than on the V3, so that head actually fits completely into that, and it's very tight on there. You're going to get no leaking issues between that silica and that lid on these, and there is no chance of it not actually touching, not overhitting, and you have to adjust the head inside sort of thing.
It is brand new though. The V3s did that when they were brand new.
So it could be one of them. I mean, some air holes. There's some air coming out of that now.
So obviously there's a liquid going in there, which is good.
Yeah. So I'm just giving a little tap just to get those air bubbles to the top.
We're not sure how easy it's going to be to prime this. With a combination of mesh and wick in there, until our head blows and we end up having to cut one up and seeing exactly what's inside it, just so we can tell you exactly what's inside it. Because matey boy on eSig Wizard, the staff who commented to the person who said this is a silica and not metal, obviously didn't know what he was talking about, or he's trying to blag it, but this has silica with a coil around it inside it. Beware of that straight away. Don't expect a complete metal mesh Clearomizer, because one still does not exist as far as I'm aware.
I've put this on my twist because obviously it doesn't fit on my Ferrari into tomorrow when my
adapter comes.
Yeah, I've gone. So we're going to give this little, I'm going to give it a little priming, small tokes, and then see how it goes.
The head on it is more like a Kanger head than it is a V3 head, not in terms of size or anything, just in terms of it's got that kind of funnel effect, which is a bit more than the V3's got. Prime puff, so obviously you can't give that a reflection just yet. You've got to get some of that liquid through. I've got high hopes for this. If it had no silica in altogether, I would have even higher hopes. But all in all, this is unknown to us as it is to you. I've not even seen any reviews on this product that aren't on eSig Wizard, and 2 of them are saying wicked, 2 others are saying not so much. So it's one of those kind of things. But I do think it's a bit tasteless that they've advertised it as a complete steel mesh. Don't
know why I'm rolling that
when it's got a wick. Rolling should be a thing of the past, but we don't know. We just don't know. This is first impressions.
I'm assuming not, because of how high these holes are on this tank. What I can imagine is when you get below that, how is it going to wick? You're going to have to roll it onto there at some point. So rolling on the pass is just another lie out there.
That is very true.
I've literally just, because I filled that up and I've just noticed that, I'm just like,
those holes are
true. High.
How the fuck are they? So hold on, let's have a look. Can I have a? Yeah. So that hole cuts at 0.8 of a mil, which is just under half of what this tank takes at its maximum. This isn't a particularly thick juice. It's thick, but it's only a 50-50 mix. And without holes at the bottom, how the fuck do you expect that to wick all the way to the top?
The other thing I'm going to say now as well is when you've only got like that much juice in it, when you turn to the side, is that even going to touch the holes?
You have to roll it around the holes, won't you?
Yeah, but it's still like it's going to be a case of like you got to kind of catch it and then flip it over the other side so it droops into the hole. Yeah. I mean, it's got a metallic taste at the moment.
Oh. Right, okay, first impressions for having a puff. Shite. Shite. That's burnt. I'm getting a burnt taste. And it's a silica burn. So burnt taste being a thing of the past, clearly in 2 puffs is wrong, because I'm getting burnt taste. What the hell? Like, it's just...
It's funny.
I don't know what else to say. It's just... I mean, what are you running this on? It's on 4.4. Let's turn it down to like 4. It's still
what?
It's, I don't know.
You can't say still and then just leave the hanger.
This is what you're here for. Fucking talk.
What am I going to talk about?
I don't know.
When I was priming it, I did get a slight burnt taste. That might have been the burnt taste left over from me priming it wrong. I mean, we never primed one of these ones before, so I just thought, yeah, give it a couple of pulls, see what goes on. Obviously, might have give it a little bit of burnt taste for a little bit until the liquid beds into that bit of silica that is in there, because we've seen it. I looked. So, to you, eSig Wizard, there is silica in there. Something so snobby. The other guy was right, you was wrong. Put your hands up and say, yeah, there is some silica in there, and get on with it. How's it going?
It's coming along a little bit better, but yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's annoying me with this, and it is annoying me already straight away, more than anything else, is the cheek of the manufacturer, well, not necessarily the manufacturer, but I've only seen this on e-cig Wizard, but definitely a e-cig Wizard advertising it as burnt taste being a thing of the past and la 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 la.
That might be me priming though.
The fact of the matter is, if there's coils around silica, burnt tastes are going to be possible. You can burn liquid on steel mesh, for God's sake.
You like to say I'm getting a bit gurgling going on, so this is obviously flooding slightly.
There's gurgling already, Jesus, this is not looking good. It's Revenge of the Kanga. But honestly, guys, it's hard to explain. We've said this before, you have expectations, it's just I don't really get what the point of this product
because
is.
I don't want to get liquid all over that. We'll use my shitty vision spinner. It's not shitty.
It's shitty vision spinner. Now I have a Pravari. That I can't use this device on because it doesn't fit.
Well, to be honest, if it's going to leak, I'd rather it leak on this than his Vamo or my Pravari. So let's be fair. If you're going to leak on anything, you're going to want to leak on this. If you've got mods on the go as well.
We are going to use this for a bit, guys. This is just an open out of the box video, so we're going to go for our little 5-point overall rating thing as of now, and we're going to use
flat for an hour like we normally do.
Yeah.
Why we use this, and then we can give you the 5-point rating, but we can give you one now and one in an hour.
Yeah, basically we're going to use it for a little while and see what happens. But yeah.
It looks as good as a V3. Come on, let's be honest. It does look good.
I think it looks slightly better.
And there you go. It is slightly more longer, and it does feel better made. It does, like when the screw fittings. I don't know whether it's probably because it's brand new, but it just does feel. I like the little more grippy bit you got at the bottom. I can actually, because I've got bigger fingers than like obviously I don't know children. I don't know.
I've got bigger fingers than children.
Well, obviously. I can get a nice bit of grip on that. So
children shouldn't be using this stuff. You are meant to be over 18 to
unless
do this.
you're using.
But there are no health drawbacks, and make it nicotine free. Let's get the kids on vaping. It's the way forward. You haven't got to buy them sweets then, and they won't get fat. We've just sold obesity in children. Give them smoking equivalents. It's just, what more can you say? Looks and overall appearance for me. I like the tips a bit better than V3. I think it's got more of a funnel effect.
Yeah,
I do like the fact it's all polished and everything new looks good anyway. So it looks nice. Looks for me 7 or 8.
Yeah, 7. It's the same as V3 for me. It just looks like it's a 7. It does look good. It is going to look good on top of your Ego style batteries. It probably looks alright on top of your mods when we get the adapters. Or it looks alright on his, but obviously a bit more of a girth on his. So usability, it's the same as a V3. It's easy to fill up. It's easy to unscrew everything, screw back in everything, rinse everything under a tap. I'm assuming, because as long as you dry it out, it's going to be fine. So,
but drying these out is going to be harder, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, because you can't really get to everything that's there because you can't see what's there. On a V3, you can dry the wick on the outside with a.
I'm not talking about the actual atomizer. I'm talking about the actual.
The whole body. Yeah.
The whole body and that. The body's going to be the same as the V3. Atomizers, we don't know how long these last. We don't know if they slowly drop off or if they just die, because we just literally just got this. It's a new product, so we'll keep you updated on that, because I will carry on using this, and as long as this doesn't flood drastically, I'll persevere with it for a bit and keep using it and see how it goes. And it won't be like something I use every day, so it'll be like in a couple of weeks' time that I'll go, yeah, that head's died, it just died, or it slowly dropped off and then it died, or I washed it out, this is how long I left it for, blah 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 blah. But maintenance is going to be, I'm assuming right now, if it all goes well, a 7, but depending on the atomizer, it could be a 5.
I've got nothing to say on that. I agree with it. Yeah, it's going to be the same as a V3 unless it develops issues that couldn't possibly develop.
The only thing we don't know about is this obviously long atomizer.
I think that's the wicking thing. It's just everyone who has a carter tank knows them holes go as low as you can get them pretty much without coming out of the O-rings. Obviously, it has no O-rings, but you can imagine being a replaceable atty head, it'd be easy to machine 2 of them holes in the middle and 2 right down at the bottom. Just that is very, very strange that they haven't done that, and I imagine maybe the reason they haven't done that is because of overwicking.
4.2 seems to be alright.
So yeah, usability for me, same as a V3, I guess.
We're going to have flat for a bit because obviously flavour reduction. We're just going to give this a little bit more, a few seconds, just quick have a couple of totes on it each, just to make sure.
What's we even doing usability? Or was it on maintenance? Honestly, I'm going to go on to maintenance.
No, we just agreed usability was going to be the same as the V3, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's not maintenance, is it?
Well, no.
But maintenance is going to be the same.
That's why I said usability is the same as the V3, and then I went straight into maintenance.
I didn't know that.
Oh, well.
Sorry, like, I know you probably listen to what he's saying. I don't tend to be honest with you. I tend to just ignore it.
I will say that burnt taste is gone now. Now I've turned the battery down a bit, so it might have been me rather
but
than...
it is on 2.8 ohms, so 4.3 volts shouldn't have been that much of an issue. I mean, obviously every device is different, of course, but...
Yeah, but now it's wicked up.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough, okay. Maybe prime the wick slightly, drip a couple of drops on straight onto the silica wick.
Which is down to you if you want to do it or not. Yeah, give it a go.
Mm.
Flavouring there, obviously, raspberry something that we love. We've vaped copious amounts of that stuff. I can't say it's as good as an Nova. It's the same as the V3.
It tastes slightly better than a V3, but the margin is so slight.
But the fact you're getting that burnt taste at the beginning, it's a V3 mesh style Cartomizer-ish atomizer.
It's a V3.
It's a lot of issues.
It's a V3 where they've just changed the atomizer head and called it metal mesh, and maybe put a little bit of metal mesh around the inside just to
stop the flooding of the holes.
Well, there is no holes on V3, but
no, those holes.
Oh right. Well, yeah. Well, you ain't going to have a hole flooding issue when you get 0.8 mil. You're going to have other issues then. Wicking, actually getting to vaporise what you've got in it, and general using it.
Overall rating so far, it's worse than the V3. Just out of just the few niggly points that we've just pointed out already, just by looking at the thing and not even using it yet. 5 is generous.
Yeah, we are going to use it, so that could improve. But
at the moment, just on the issues that we assume is going to happen with these holes being so high, and I mean maybe the rolling effect of it does the same.
But at the end of the day, the main issue with the V3, there's 2 issues with the V3. One is the body rolls on this mount, okay, and then the outer head doesn't line up totally with the drip tip head. That's easy to solve. Just bond it in place. It's already bonded, but a very, very weak bond, I'd imagine. So it's easy to solve. It's not a big deal. The other issue with the V3 is it not wicking properly. Okay, it's only when you get down low past the down to the bottom of the tank. And also, if you watched our video on how to re-wick a Nova, which we did a minute ago, putting 3 1 mil wicks in that will solve it. Also, if you're using a standard wick and you don't want to re-wick yourself, unravel those 2 mil wicks and make it all hairy in there, and that does solve the problem. It doesn't completely solve the problem, but it definitely takes a large step towards solving the problem. So even with a V3, I think I gave that a 7 or an 8 in total. Doing those couple of things there, they could make it a 9. The V3 is a good device. The issues we've just described, it's going to have the same issues. It's still a bonded tank on top of a metal plinth. It's going to be weak bond. It's made by the same company. And dry wicking.
It's not made by Vision, is it?
It is. It's a CE5, yeah.
A CE8.
This is a C8, but the V3 is a C5.
Yeah.
So it's made by the same company, make a V3. And to be honest with you, this is going to have the same wicking issue when you get down to the things. You're still going to have to roll it, and let's face it, you can do that in a V3. That stops the wicking issue anyway, so that's just the same problem. And the body's still going to eventually come off because it's bonded. So all they've done is make something that's like a V3, but probably not quite as good. The flavour of it, like I say, seems fractionally better,
but not miles to the point where it's going to bother you too much. I mean,
but then in all honesty, I haven't used a V3 in a long time. I haven't used a V3 in a good month, and to be honest with you, I don't think I ever used a V3 with raspberry.
No.
So to be honest with you, this is probably just me loving raspberry more than anything.
Yeah. But
my overall rating will probably be the same as Worms, but I want to say my main rating on this is disappointed. I don't want to give it a number. I just want to say I'm disappointed. To be honest,
it could have been epic if it was properly mesh wicked.
There's no reason why, in theory, I mean, that coil's all the way up the top, okay, and the anti-head's replaced all the way down to the bottom, which is why it's higher ohms. There's no reason, in theory, why they couldn't have put a positive feed up, wrapped it round some metal mesh that way, and then negative it at the top. It would have made the ohms slightly lower, or you could use a thicker gauge wire, and then you would have had a true metal mesh system.
I'm sorry guys, in the last 2 videos, by the way, I've got a bit of a
it's got nick-ups.
Tingle in my throat, and I can't seem to get rid of it.
But alternatively, they could have oxidized some steel mesh and wrapped it around a silica wick in a V3, which is an option, so the coils are sitting on the oxidized steel mesh, therefore it won't short, and that way that should have solved your burning problem. This, I don't think it's going to do it. I can't see how any conceivable way that is going to do it.
The only positive I can see at the moment is so far it hasn't leaked. So already it's better than the Kanga.
For the Kangas didn't leak for 2 years. So we will use it, guys. We'll do a follow-up to this. I know this seems to be a trend that's developing with follow-ups, but when you're doing new products, we could just give you an out-of-the-box review, and then it can be seen by however many people, and they base it on that. I'd rather do one out-of-the-box, first impressions, and then if it goes down, it goes down. If it goes up, it goes up. It just gives you a bit more information.
Yeah, I mean, if it stays the same, you won't get a video.
Oh, if it stays the same, we'll do a video. It'll be 2 minutes long going, yep, it's the same, bye.
Or it'll be at the end of one of our videos, because that's what we tend to do. We seem to be flapping, and then we'll throw, we go, I remember this. This is good still. Or it's crap still. Yeah. Or whatever still.
But yeah, I mean, I am a bit disappointed in that, to be honest with you. I had high expectations, because the V3 is what we started on, and they were good. They still are good. I'd still quite happily use the V3, don't get me wrong. That the Nova is better, but the V3 is still good, and
if that's all you had, or
I mean, that's only £6, so what do you expect for £6? But I expect it to be what they describe it as. I don't expect it to be described as a metal mesh clearomizer wicking system, when quite clearly it's silica wick with some metal mesh
round the holes.
Yeah. So if we had more 80 heads, or one that wasn't brand new, I probably would pull it apart just to tell you exactly how it's laid out in there. But what was described on Easy Wizard was a Cartomizer style wicking coil system with a piece of silica wick which the coil never touches, and metal mesh. It's total shit. It's a Clearomizer style coil system. It's literally a Clearomizer style coil system with some wick and some metal mesh chucked in together, just so they can call it whatever they want.
But again, we will give it a few days and we'll get back to you.
We'll give it one and get back to you, but I can't see me.
Disappointed?
Yeah.
Disappointed.
The bloke who left the review said he felt cheated, and honestly I can see where he's coming from. And bear in mind, I haven't purchased this, Worms purchased
this. Is mine, yeah.
It was only £6, so it's
the only reason I bought this is because I was buying the Provari extension cap, because it was the only site that I could find that had it in black. So this was kind of a case of
spontaneous purchase.
We knew this was on there as well. We found that they did Provaris, and then we found that they had the black extension caps in. So I thought, I'm buying that anyway. We might as well take a punt on this for £6. I'm paying for delivery anyway, so it's basically just whatever.
I think the thing is, with this, if this genuinely does work and it solves some wicking issues with the V3, what the V3 had, and it does make wicking better, then why label it what they've labelled it? Why not call it the V3, the Vision CE5 version 4 or the version 3.5? Why claim it's a new product when clearly it's outdated technology now? Obviously it didn't work the first time around, and all you've done is make it worse. And obviously you're so far, but either way, for me, you've damaged the company's reputation for doing that.
It could go up, it could go down. We don't know yet.
I'm going to go from here and leave a review on EC Wizard and voice my opinion expressively to that fucking site, because honestly, don't try and claim horse shit is dirt, because it's not. It's shit.
Yeah, don't be under any delusion. Like Brian said, silica wick with the coil.
Wrap round it. Burnt taste is not a thing of the past, especially once the
liquid has passed. I've only had this since. You've seen how much I've used it. I've done it all on camera so far. You saw me feel the bloody thing. So the burnt taste was at the beginning, so that might have just been me priming it. So
it would have been priming it, but let's face it, don't claim it's not going to be a burnt taste when there fucking is. Well, the thing is, they say that burnt taste is a thing of the past, which implies that there is no chance of a burnt taste. I'm sorry, but if you've got coils and silica touching, there is chance of a burnt taste, and it's as simple as that. Take that review as you will, guys. Like I say, we will do an individual follow-up, just so probably I can tell you exactly what I said to EC Wizard in a second, and let you know how that's going as well. So hopefully helpful or informative or enjoyable. Yeah, if you liked it, check out some more of our videos. Sorry about the coughing again, guys. I will try and sort that out for the next video. So, but if you liked it, check out some more of our videos. Obviously, give us a thumbs up if it was good. Comment, let us know what you think about this, and also subscribe and see more. Cheers guys, I've been the Proton, this has been the Worm.